How do I get a college football scholarship? In this series, I'm going to share with you exactly how one of the players that we evaluated can get a football scholarship, from what he needs to be doing on social media, how he can update his profiles, all the way through to evaluating his game film. And at the very end, I'm going to unveil what division and what level he's currently playing at, whether it's D1, D2, D3, or NAIA, and more importantly, what he needs to do to get to the next level. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Richie. I'm the founder of Next Play, and I mentor and coach underdog high school football players to earn college football scholarships. And I understand the struggles firsthand. At just 5'7" and 150 pounds, I earned a full Division I football scholarship in the SEC. And now I want to share all the lessons I learned with you so you can live your dream as well. So let's jump right into this initial evaluation. So let's jump into the X profile feedback itself. And to make this better, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go back and forth between the X account. But first thing is just put safety for the position in the bio and not all three. Like as you can see right now, we have free safety, strong safety, safety, right? It's just not necessary because you want to let coaches decide. College coaches are smart and they're going to decide what they believe the position is that you're going to play. You know, it could even be nickel. It could be a different position. It could be corner. It could be, right? It could be a roamer. It could be, you know, we don't know what that position is, and you shouldn't try to decide for college football. Okay. For the coaches themselves. Add the city and state you're in to make it easier. So right now it does say Fort Myers, Florida, which is good. And then from there, also add a dedicated recruiting email used for recruiting. So the email address that we want to add up here at the top, we want it to be specifically for recruiting. And we do that because if you have a Gmail account and you're using it for different things, the emails could get lost. So you want to have your email up here and you want to use one that's specifically for recruiting. Then you want to have your NCAA ID and your phone number. So make sure to have your NCAA ID up here so it's really easy for coaches to back reference you. It makes it easy to find, easy to connect with you. And then obviously you've got to have your game film. Here's the big thing with your game film. Right now, this is a Huddle video. So if I'm a coach, I have to click this. It's going to open Huddle, and then I got to watch an ad. All right. So the big feedback I have here is make sure your pinned highlight video is a native video inside of the platform. Meaning when you post this, make sure you actually download the video and upload it directly into X so that when I scroll here, it could just start playing. I don't have to click off the platform. I don't have to, and I don't have to watch ads. All right. So make it easy, make it simple on the coaches. The easier and the simpler you can make it on the coaches, the more likely they're going to watch your video and the more than likely they're going to get back to you. Right. So let's talk about the X post feedback, which I just mentioned here. Make sure to pin your highlight video natively in the app. So also I'm just evaluating in general. So you're doing a nice job on reposting articles, but that are in and getting your tape out there, right? Getting the tape. There are reposting on some of the articles, which I think is really good. I would suggest tagging more coaches you're already speaking with or have shown interested on a rotation, right? So on your post, like right now, there's a lot of retagging. We need more posts, right? The retagging is okay, but as long as it's congruent and working in with posts. So I'd like to see some posts in here on your workouts, posts in here on nutrition, the things that you're eating, clips of your recent highlights, workouts, working out on the field, working on your craft, right? These are all things that you could post and then rotate and tag coaches in each one of those posts. All right. I also checked followers, and you just don't have enough coaches following you. So what I'd like to see is the schools that you're targeting, the schools that are on your big board, which I'm going to reveal here, your divisions in a little as we get down this video. I'd like to see you follow them, reach out to them via email, reach out to them via DM, and then if they don't respond, unfollow and follow back. We got to get more coaches following you so that when you're posting, they continuously see your name. Like that's the idea. You do outreach, you drive them back to your X. So you're posting, they see you. You get the coaches to follow you, they post, they see you. Because if they're just constantly seeing your name over and over and over again, they're much more likely to respond to your DMs, and they're more than likely to be like, okay, this kid's for real. Like, let me see what's going on. So that's my initial feedback there. All right, let's talk about the game film. First thing is you need an information slide with all your contact information on it in order to make it easy for coaches to contact you. So like if I come here, did open this, let's click here. See, I gotta watch this ad. So I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so here we go with the slide. The reason that this is important, you don't want it to be super long, but the reason you want this here is because if coaches are watching a highlight video and they decide like, hey, we like this guy, we want to talk to him. My head coach has made this clear, and he was recruiting director for multiple Division I programs, including the SEC, for 15 years, and he worked with me on this evaluation. And he'll tell you firsthand, if the coaches say, go contact this kid, and you come in here and it's the contact information isn't here and it's not easy to contact them, then it makes it harder. It makes it more difficult, right? And then they got to go find it, and then someone distracts them while they're trying to find it, and then they forget about it, right? So just make it easy. Make sure you have that right. Make it easy for them, right? And also put it in your X bio. Okay, make it easy for coaches. You can use Huddle to create this right here that has all the right information, or you can use Canva. And what I'd like you to put here is everything that we just talked about up here. You want to go ahead and you want to put that on your slide. Okay. We need to get the game tape down to about 4 minutes, right? You have enough plays that you are directly involved in that you can take the ones out. You're just covering and the ball is not coming to you, right? So the reason you could take, like, each evaluation that we're doing here on game film is going to be a little bit different for every player. For you, you have enough plays where you're directly involved in that show your feet work, that show the way you move, where having all these additional plays it's not helping, right? A coach is going to see enough, then they're going to want to talk to you and meet you, then they're going to want to watch more of your game film footage, right? That's when they can get these other plays. So a good evaluator, which is, hopefully college football recruiters, especially at the higher levels, are just going to know. They're going to be able to look at it and know right away. So here's a couple video adjustments we got to make. Play 220. We got to move that into the top 5 plays, right? It shows you triggering early and a willingness to put your helmet on someone to get them on the ground at the DB position. Like, this is so big. Tackling and physical DBs is a premium. So if you come back here to play, let's look at 220. Here we go. All right. So I'm even going to, well, I'll just zoom in a little bit. Okay, perfect. So look at this. Boom. That's how you put a hat on the ball, right? That's how you do it. Physical. We always teach our players violence on defense. But this is it. Like, this is a play that right away coaches are going to look at and say, man, put a hat on the ball. That play's got to be in your top 5. Again, tackling and physical DBs is a premium. I love it. All right, play 304. We got to get this in the top 6 plays, right? This is an outstanding open field tackle, which is critical to be able to do in the college game. And I believe this is the one that you're going to split the defenders, or the guy was about to split the defenders. Let's see, 304. Okay. So let's come in here. Here we go. Boom. Came in, split the defenders. Now I understand we have guys on both sides, but this is an open field tackle that if you miss, he gone, right? He's taking that to the house. And defensive coaches, coordinators, like, their biggest, one of the most important things they want to see in the back end at safety position is the ability to make open field tackles, right? Because especially at the higher levels, that guy gets by, he's gone, right? And we don't want that. So last play on the tape, we need to get that in the top 7 plays, right? It shows your instincts. Struck the guy and he went back for it. Again, it goes back to that violence. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that play. Got to get this in the top 7. Just come here. Here we go. I mean, this is like drive the guy back. Look, look, look. Boom. Like, that's a big time tackle right there. It took me a minute. It was hard to see the first time, but watch right here. Boom. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Like, that is exactly what coaches want to see. So we need to get that up into the top 7 plays, right? So I like your top 5 to 6 plays, but I would replace the special teams catch at the beginning with one of the 2 plays listed above. So that puts us at our top 6 plays. This is so critical, guys. When you're doing outreach to college coaches, when you're sending your film to college coaches, if you don't have the highlight video set up properly, you could be missing out on so much opportunity, right? Making these changes alone and then getting it in front of the right coaches, which is a whole nother, you go watch all my other videos if you want to learn how to do that. If you're not doing that, if this isn't set up, many coaches could have watched this and overpassed just by not having these plays in the right spot, right? So critical to get the highlight tape right, or you could be missing out on opportunity, $200,000 in scholarships, right? Like, that's just the bottom line. So here we go, what you're all been waiting for, right? The current target divisions based on the game film, based on where you're at right now. We use everything, right? We use height, we use weight, we use your speed, we use your game film, which is all, by the way, from game film. We can look at game film and we know, like, okay, this guy says he's a 4.4, but his game film shows he's a 4.6, right? Like, we can see based on your game film. So here's what we believe Garion is at right at this point. He's a D2 player, a solid Division II player with the ability to play Division I FCS. So when targeting schools, we would suggest in this scenario, a lot of times we go 50%, 30%, 20%, but in this scenario, we would say 50-50%. If you wanted to go 50% D2, 30% Division I FCS, and the other 20%, you might have an opportunity at a G5, a Division I G5 as a walk-on, and then a real big stretch would be to get at a lower power 4 school as a walk-on. But as far as scholarships go, solid Division II player where you shoot for an FCS. Once you get a couple, you're doing outreach and you're getting 2D offers, that's when I would say it's time to go D1 FCS and try to get a coach to believe in you. So now let's talk about what's most important for here, which is how to get to the next division up, how to become a G5 player, right? That's what these evaluations and why they're so important is, like, where am I at now and what do I need to do to get to the next level? So 1, really focus on changing direction and trusting your instincts, all right? We'll talk about that here in a second, which is like some of the feedback I gave here on the instincts, right? So change of direction is critical on the college level. So keep working on this. We want to see more change of direction. If they feel you are stiff, right, this is what happens. They may put you in a box and say he can only play nickel or boundary safety, for example, right? So the improved change of direction drills will give you the ability at your size to play either corner or safety at the next level, which is huge. So what you should be focusing on, change of direction drills, 5-10-5 drill, really working on that. So when we're evaluating your film the next time we see an increase in that, it's going to allow coaches to open up the potential positions that you can play. Second thing, super instinctual player, but you need to trust it more. Sometimes you pad your feet, right? There was a play in there when you didn't and you just go after it, man, you're instinctual. You have it, but you don't always trust yourself. So trust yourself. You had some really nice plays here that looked as though you hesitated, right? So you still gave up some extra yards you don't need to. Man, turn it loose. This will add way more plays to your tape. I bet you have about 10, 15 more plays that you could have added to your tape by just trusting your instincts, right? Maybe you're thinking too much. Maybe it's a new playbook that you're installing, but what I'd like to see this year out of you is to really trust your instincts and to go after it. You do these 2 things, you can look at yourself as potentially getting up into that Division I G5 for a scholarship and then a walking on at a Power 4 school. So if you would like to get an evaluation of your game film, know where you're at right now and what you need to do to get to the next level, as well as your social media, then I'll leave a link below